Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you today on some K-Bar TDI Hellfire sheaths and a few money clips. And these are all going to a gentleman named Craig out in Belvedere, Illinois. So let's just get into this right quick. He requested that I do 3 money clips. 2 of them he wanted specific colors, orange and red, for easy visibility. And then the third color he said just I picked the color. So I chose blue. This is police blue, and it's to honor that he was a police officer for a number of years. He also served in the Air Force. So Craig, thank you for your service, brother. All right, so we have those are pretty simple. These you literally just fold your cash in half and you can stick it into the mouth there. It'll spread and compress against the cash, and you just stick it in your pocket. As far as the sheaths go, a little bit more to the sheaths. So he wanted one in black and one in gray, and one will be most likely ridden on an ankle mount. And so you guys haven't seen any ankle mounts on my channel before. This is going to be the very first one. It is a product that's offered through one of the suppliers that I purchase my materials from, the whole ankle mount apparatus. They are a little bit pricey, so I'll give you the forewarning now, and we can get into that if you contact me for an order. So anyway, he wanted one with a tech lock on it, the other on the ankle mount, and then a separate tech lock in case he decides to wear the other one on a tech lock as well. So let's check out. I'm actually wearing the ankle mount. I just put it on a second ago. So I'll show you real quick. It's outside my pants, but if I can get my leg high enough to see in the camera. Jeez, I'm not that flexible. Anyway, you see it there. So right now it's on the outside of my left thigh, so I'd be able to draw on a reverse grip like that. Here it is. This is a very heavy duty expandable, I'm not actually sure what the material is, if it's probably some kind of nylon, but it is really heavy duty. The only thing about this that I'm a little bit weary of is, so number one, they only come in one size. For me, this is probably hedging on too small for my legs, and I've got pretty fat calves, so maybe I'm a little bit of an exception. The average Joe might be able to wear this just fine, but for me, it's just a little bit too small, uncomfortably tight. The other thing is you know how you have hook and loop Velcro, the more, I'm not sure what the terminology is, so I apologize. You obviously have the soft, the felt kind of side of that, and then you've got the harder plastic, the scratchy side. This scratchy side is going to be, unless you cover it up and have like crazy tiny legs, that is a child's leg. If you have none of that scratchy stuff on your skin, then great, but if you do, it is actually a really aggressive texture to have against your skin. So I would recommend maybe wearing like tube socks or something, just to make sure that that doesn't chew your leg up. I would think after a day of wearing this, you'd actually probably be bleeding. It is that chafy. So just some heads up on that. You might want to consider how you would actually wear something like this. That said, I do think it's a really cool concept, and the way that it's mounted here, it comes with a piece of Kydex kind of sewn in place. It's got a slot at the top and bottom. You can't really see it too well because the sheath is on there. It's got a little slot milled across the top and the bottom, and a piece of nylon sewn into each slot, so that the actual strap comes with that piece of Kydex, and the Kydex is drilled out with the same symmetrical 9-hole grid that a tech lock has. So you virtually get exactly the same mounting options with this as you do with a tech lock in terms of angles. So anything that works, for an angle with the tech lock is going to work on this plate. That means 90 degrees. Every 90 degrees you turn it, you've got a whole new set of different angles. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that with my TDIs, I set them up to work at like 6 or 7 different angles per 90-degree side. These are fully ambidextrous as well. So you do have a pile of options when you're wearing something like this. I could actually also see some application. I'll probably experiment a little and see, what I think of it after using it some, but I could probably see some application wearing something like this on your arm as well. I'm not sure if it's totally practical, but you know, something like that might actually be a practical way to conceal if you're wearing, you know, a hoodie or something like that. Maybe you can grab something off your wrist. I don't know. But anyway, these are available. I think currently the last price I saw was $43 for the apparatus. That does not include the sheath. That's just the strap with the Techlock grid hole plate on it. So I would definitely contact me if you're interested in something like this. It is a very cool concept, and maybe does have a ton of application. I wish it were a little bit different, but maybe that's just for me that it's not so great. So anyway, give me your thoughts down below. I'd really like to know what you guys think of that whole concept, just ankle mounting in general. All right, so that's sheath 1, and sheath 2 is on the Techlock. You already saw the money clips. That's pretty much it. Let's just give you a quick look at the fit on these. Get a really nice click in. There's no rattle, no play. Ballistic one-handed draw. Same thing, no rattle, no play. Ballistic one-handed draw. And in case you guys are curious, I do get a lot of questions about how in general, how Kydex is made. I get a lot of Kydex guys asking me how I do certain aspects of things, and I think it's kind of cool. So I'm going to show you one really quick thing. Let's see, I'm missing a little piece I gotta find here. No, it's kicking around here some. There we go. All right. So lately I have been experimenting with a variety of different ways to basically set the sheath up in advance so that after it's pressed, the retention should already actually be perfect on it. Whereas typically what you do is you would tape the knife so that there's some space between the Kydex and the blade to minimize scratching. And after you fold it over this piece of Kydex, well actually, you know what, hold on. I have a TDI in the press right now, ready to come out. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the process. I think it's really cool. All right, so this one that you're about to see is a little bit different. There's no actual knife in it. I've created a resin cast that is the perfect size to make sheaths off of. So you can see the likeness there. But basically, with this is called a pancake style sheath, where you have a layer on each side of the knife, and I'll put rivets on both sides of it. Whereas a taco style sheath, something like this, hold on, hard to show you stuff that's attached to me. This is a taco style sheath where it's a one-piece sheath folded over the spine. So with this system works with either one, but in this case we obviously have a couple of pancake style sheaths, rivets on both sides. This is 2 pieces of Kydex. And what I do is I create these molding props that I can actually stick right to the knife, so that when it's pressed, it'll actually create those kind of retention divots, so that afterward I can just cut the shape of the sheath and do the finish work, and then it should be good to go. I might have to tweak retention just a little bit, but I do that. I even have a little piece for that thumb saddle up there that fits in there. It just prevents the Kydex from molding into areas where I'll have to work it back out. So typically when you first form a sheath, assuming that this was the knife and it didn't have the retention divot already molded, the Kydex would be compressed into the areas that need to be spread open to be able to draw the knife and resheath it smoothly. So you typically would form it around the knife, and then you would work by reheating small sections and working it out and creating those contours just the right size. But if you know what size it needs to be, if you do it for long enough, you do know that stuff, then you can kind of estimate it and create a system in advance that does that. So these clay molding props have been working out really, really well for me. And that has given me really consistent retention from one sheath to the next. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought you'd probably be interested to know a little bit of the process. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think of the ankle mount. Tell me what you think of the TDI Hellfire versus the other ones in the TDI series. This is my favorite of the bunch. This and the Hindrance, I love them both. But I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So, all right, guys, if you like these projects, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like the channel, subscribe. And I appreciate your comments down below. I appreciate you tuning in. Stick around for the next one. God bless.